Have you ever caught yourself thinking that the harder you try to attract someone's attention, the less they notice you? You send messages, suggest meeting up, make plans, and in return, silence or indifference. It can be painful. We're taught to believe that persistence and determination always lead to success, but relationships work differently. Imagine this. What if you simply stopped? What if you let go of the chase, stopped seeking her, and gave her freedom? At first glance, this might seem frightening. The fear of losing her might hold you back, forcing you to continue pursuing her. But here's the paradox. When you take a step back and create distance, that's when relationships start to take their true shape. In this video, I'll explain what a woman feels when you stop seeking her and why this might be the best decision you ever make. Stay until the end. This might change how you see relationships forever. When you create distance, it may seem like a risky move at first, but let's break down what actually happens. You stop filling her space with your messages, calls, and requests to meet. You remove yourself from her field of view, and this, strangely enough, sends a powerful signal. Why? Because most of us take constant attention for granted. When you're always present in her life, your value can start to diminish in her eyes. She simply becomes accustomed to your constant presence. But the moment you step back, you begin to fill that space with your absence. This creates an emotional void. She notices that you're no longer there and starts to wonder what went wrong. That silence says more than any words ever could. It's like a wave retreating from the shore, leaving traces behind. Your emotional withdrawal compels her to seek out those traces and ask questions. The moment you stop being clingy, you grant her liberation. You lift the weight of pressure from her shoulders, a burden she may not have even realized she was carrying. Being the constant focus of someone's attention isn't always flattering. It can be exhausting or even irritating. But when that pressure disappears, her life gains room for calm reflection. At such moments, she might wonder, why did he stop looking for me? What's changed? These questions lead to deep introspection. She begins to remember your strengths and the qualities that once attracted her. But most importantly, she starts to see you not as someone dependent on her attention, but as an independent person. This shift in perception creates a strong emotional impact. At this moment, you stop being just someone who's always there and become someone she needs to understand and, perhaps, win back. Let me give you an example to make this even clearer. Imagine you want to give your friend a book that you find incredibly valuable. You talk about this book every day, explaining why it's amazing, but your friend shows little interest. Why? Because you're offering this book too insistently, and they don't see anything special about it. Now imagine you suddenly stop mentioning the book. You even take it off the shelf where it was always visible. Time passes, and your friend begins to wonder, where's that book? Why doesn't he talk about it anymore? Maybe I'm missing something? This paradox of interest works the same way in relationships. When you stop chasing a woman's attention, you give her the opportunity to reflect on your value. Distance plays a crucial role in helping a woman reassess your importance. It's like the effect of a masterpiece of art. Imagine a painting of incredible beauty hanging in your room, but you see it every day, passing by it, and over time, it becomes just another part of your routine. Now imagine you take that painting away. At first, you hardly notice its absence, but after a while, you start to miss it and realize how important it was to your space. The same thing happens in relationships. As long as you're always hanging in her life, your value gets lost in the routine. But the moment you disappear, she starts to miss you. Miss your words, actions, and presence. That's when she truly begins to see your significance. Letting go is not weakness, it's strength. It might be a difficult step, but it changes everything. When you stop chasing, you show your inner confidence. You demonstrate that you're not afraid to be yourself, that you have a life that doesn't depend on someone else's attention. The Stoics taught us to focus only on what we can control. You can't force someone to love or value you, but you can learn to respect yourself. That self-respect is what makes you strong. A woman sees in you not someone who depends on her response, but someone who values their freedom and dignity. This leaves a far greater impression than any words or actions ever could. Your absence creates a mystery. A woman starts to ask questions. What is he doing? What's keeping him busy? Why isn't he seeking me anymore? This element of surprise acts as a magnet. People value what they can't fully control. When you're no longer available every minute, you become more attractive. You're no longer a solved equation, and this ignites her curiosity. You're like a book she hasn't finished reading but now wants to open again. When you stop seeking her, you become stronger inside. It's like breaking free from chains that once held you back. You free your energy, redirecting it toward yourself, your goals, and your growth. A woman, observing this, realizes that you're no longer the same person who was dependent on her. You become an example of inner strength and confidence. This is far more appealing than any words or actions could ever be. The conclusion is simple. You win when you let go. A woman begins to see your true value, understanding that you're not someone who chases after her attention. You become someone worth rediscovering, someone worth pursuing. This shifts the balance, creating a healthier dynamic in the relationship. Imagine that everything you've done up to this point has been like trying to catch a butterfly. You ran after it, tried to grab it with your hands, but the harder you tried, the farther it flew away. Now imagine that you simply sat down on the grass and let go of the chase. You began to observe the butterfly as it flew around. What happens? The butterfly, sensing no threat, might actually come closer to you on its own. This is a metaphor for how relationships work when you stop chasing. You become calm and confident, and this is inherently attractive. A woman, feeling that freedom, begins to look at you with new interest because she sees someone who is not afraid of loss and trusts life itself. One of the key elements here is shifting your focus. While you were concentrated solely on her reaction, you might have been neglecting your own growth. When you stop chasing her, you redirect your energy toward yourself, your hobbies, your career, your health, your inner world. You start to radiate a glow from within because you become the center of your own universe. A woman notices this, even if you don't deliberately show it. People can always sense the energy of someone who is in harmony with themselves. You no longer beg for her attention. You become so interesting and fulfilled that she starts to gravitate toward you naturally. It's essential to understand that all of this isn't about manipulation, but about genuine respect for yourself and for the other person. Stoicism teaches us to accept reality as it is. If a woman doesn't show interest, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It simply means you and she are two different universes that may not align, and that's perfectly okay. When you stop chasing, you choose a path of maturity. You show that you respect her choice while maintaining your own dignity, and that is a quality that always commands respect. Life becomes easier when you understand that true connections are built on freedom, not on attempts to control. If this video gave you new ideas and made you reflect on your actions, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got even more topics ahead to help you grow and evolve. Hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and leave a comment. Share your thoughts on how you see these ideas. Your experience might inspire someone else. Thank you for staying with me, and I'll see you in the next video.